Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. And today we're going to be talking about none other than Microsoft. What do I think about Microsoft? What do I think about Microsoft as a long-term investment? As we do in every video, guys, we're going to take a look at the 5-year chart here. I mean, if you take a look at Microsoft's 5-year chart, I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at all this growth. I mean, 5 years ago, this company was worth $43, and now it's $211. I mean, you're talking about a 400% growth, 350% growth over the past 5 years. I mean, that's utterly amazing. Even to taking a look at the 1-year chart here, right? Like, the growth is just consistent. It's a linear growth up. Obviously, it took a hit during the pandemic, as every stock did. But, I mean, the stock is just continually climbing. It's continually making new highs. As people are starting to realize that tech is becoming a more dominant industry, even now and in the next 5 to 10 years, it's pretty obvious that people are looking to tech as their investing standpoint here in the long term. Why? Because one, tech in this pandemic, I think, was shown in a new light. Tech is stronger than people believed that it was, and even now, all the companies that are posting earnings, none of them are even relatively close to being as good as tech's earnings were. If you take a look at Tesla, even Microsoft beat earnings, and Amazon and all those other companies, I mean, their earnings are doing the absolute best compared to everybody else. I think right now is a good time to buy Microsoft. I know they're in talks of the TikTok deal, and that could actually be huge for the company if Microsoft is able to acquire TikTok. I know all that stuff has to go through a bunch of, paperwork and DOJ approval and stuff like that. But Microsoft is headed in the right direction. I mean, if you were to have put, $1,000 in this stock 5 years ago, I mean, you're looking at a 350% return on that, $1,000. I mean, the company's consistently growing. I mean, look at that linear growth. If you watch my last video about Uber, you would see that Uber is the complete opposite, right? The growth is not there. It's not linear. But if you take a look at Microsoft's 5-year chart, it's a straight climb up. I mean, it's a beautiful chart. Microsoft is growing all the time. It's headed in the right direction. And like I said, tech has been shown in a new light. So people are starting to pay more attention to tech. Me personally, I would buy Microsoft. And that's just obviously my personal opinion. But if I had $1,000 right now sitting around, I would buy 5 shares of Microsoft, because Microsoft is headed in the right direction of growth. It's continually growing. It's trying out new avenues. It's taking on new aspects. And if Microsoft does go through with the TikTok deal, that could be huge for the stock. I do see that, if it acquires it, that Microsoft could end up being a $275 to $300 stock off that alone. And it's just weird to think that, 5 years ago this company was worth $40 a share, and now it's sitting at $211 a share. I think a lot of people are picking up a lot of tech, and I do think Microsoft and Amazon are more powerful than tech stocks like Facebook and Chegg and Apple and stuff like that. And here's why. I think Microsoft, its Avenue aspect, is a lot bigger, and it's a lot deeper than other companies. Now, people always reflect stock, how a company does based on its current stock price. A company's stock price is not always relevant of how well the company is doing. You have to take a look perspective that if Microsoft has more shares on the market than another company who does the exact same thing, that could lead to a lesser stock price. I know Apple was doing a 4-to-1 stock split. Now that they're pouring more stocks in the market, it could devalue the stock a little bit. I'm pretty sure the stocks will get eaten up, though. That's just my personal opinion. But back to Microsoft, I do think Microsoft is a good buy at these levels. I would personally invest in Microsoft. I mean, it's continuously growing. It's going to be growing even more. And I mean, the bullish case behind Microsoft is just there. A lot of people, if they were to invest in Microsoft today and they look back in 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years, I think they'd be pretty pleased with the results. Microsoft is a dominant tech company, and it's shown that here in the last couple of months. It's continuously trying to expand its avenue. And like I said, I'm curious to see if this TikTok deal does go through. I'm curious to see the outcome. I think Microsoft will end up acquiring TikTok. And like I said, that could be huge for the company and stuff like that, especially because, more tech companies are trying out different types of avenues. Even Amazon is expanding its course. I know Apple is trying to as well. I think Microsoft is headed in the right direction as far as looking at its long-term company growth instead of just looking at the short-term company growth. Yeah, Microsoft sells phones and they have stores all over and stuff like that, but acquiring TikTok, putting them in that entertainment industry, I know they're already in the entertainment industry, but even expanding that broader aspect even more could be huge for the company here in the next 2 to 10 years. But with that being said, I'm going to give Microsoft a strong buy. I think Microsoft is worth it. And, you know, I understand that not a lot of people have $211 laying around to buy one share of Microsoft. Just know that, you know, if you have fractional shares, or Robinhood has this cool feature where you can actually invest certain dollars into a company. So if you only have $100, you can invest $100 into Microsoft, and then if the company grows, let's say 200%, then, you know, you make $300 instead of that initial $100 you had. So just always keep that in perspective when you guys are investing. You don't always need to buy whole shares of a company if you believe in the company or have a bullish case about a company. But with that being said, guys, I want you to take away from this video, I like Microsoft's business plan. I like where the company is headed. I do rate Microsoft a very strong buy. I like their expansion techniques. I like how the company is trying to grow even more. And, you know, it's trying to tackle on different industries. It's trying to expand its growth. And that's always good for a company. Even if, like I said, taking a look at its 5-year chart, I mean, it's a beautiful 5-year chart. As you can tell, the company is growing. But with that being said, guys, thank you for clicking on today's video. Please subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video below.